Hey, what's up guys? Abe Olandres here of YugaTech, and join us as we do a quick walk-around review of Xiaomi's latest Mi 12S Ultra. Xiaomi's Mi 12S series is poised to be the company's very first litmus test into being considered a high-end premium flagship smartphone. No more challenger status or flagship killer label. With all three variants, the Mi 12S, Mi 12S Pro, and the Mi 12S Ultra, sporting a Leica co-engineered camera, we're actually curious to see if this partnership will produce the same results as what Leica did with Huawei many years back. With the Mi 12S Ultra, we're talking about a 50.3 megapixel 1-inch Sony IMX989 sensor as the main camera, a 48 megapixel half-inch sensor with periscoping telephoto and 5x optical zoom, and another 48 half-inch sensor for the ultra-wide. This time, it also has a time-of-flight 3D camera for depth sensing. Everything will revolve around the camera system, as this is what will differentiate Xiaomi's newest flagship from the other flagships in the market today. Obviously, that camera design at the back is a huge statement. Folks who see it for the first time will joke about how the device is like a camera with a little bit of phone features in it. The Xiaomi 12S Ultra is also the first to use the Sony IMX989 with its 1-inch camera sensor and a 1.5 micrometer pixel size. As curious as anyone else, we got to test out the main camera for a few days in this walk-around review. First, that main camera is unbelievably fast and sharp. We have had high expectations for this release, and that expectation has been exceeded. The colors are vibrant, very even contrast, the depth of the subjects are uncanny, and it handled dynamic range quite well. Overall quality and the photos are also vivid. As you can see in this sample photo, the barks of the pine trees are still sharp even if this was taken at high noon. The bright background still retained some details and contrast. The dynamic range in this photo is also impressive. We're very surprised with most of the sample shots taken with the main camera. And having used a lot of Leica co-engineered smartphone cameras before, we can certainly recognize the treatment done with the photos in this batch. Subjects on the foreground get the most attention to detail, while the background can sometimes look a bit over-sharpened, like this one. The wide-angle lens is also doing a pretty decent job in its panoramic shots, like this one. Where details are still great across the entire range of the photo. Although you will notice a difference between the main camera and the ultra-wide lens, especially with details in the darker areas. The zoom camera also takes pretty good clear photos with sharp details, although the optical zoom is just up to 5x. When you push it further with the digital zoom, the color starts to get washed out a bit in favor of sharpness. The night shots are also very clean, as you can see in the sample indoor shot with minimal ambient light. And when we compare it with photos taken from the Galaxy S21 Ultra, the Xiaomi Mi 12 Pro, and the Huawei P50 Pro, among all the four, the Mi 12S Ultra got the nicest low-light shot here. When recording videos, the Mi 12S Ultra does an excellent job with 8K videos like this one, where colors are still very vibrant and 4K videos are smooth at 60 frames per second. We also tried shooting in slow motion at 480 frames per second in Full HD, but found it hard to focus on the subject when we did the 3840 FPS at 720p. With a 32 megapixel front-facing camera, selfies look great and details are sharp with a little bit of smoothing for beautification effect. Overall, we're thoroughly impressed with the camera of the Mi 12S Ultra. But that's just about half of the whole package. Being at the top of Xiaomi's flagship lineup, it also got all the bells and whistles for it to be called a proper flagship phone. The design and genetics would still follow the general look of the Mi 12 series, and you can clearly see it here beside the Mi 12 and the Mi 12 Pro with an all-metal frame, although the Mi 12S Ultra got this eco leather back to make it look and feel more premium. There's that large 6.7 123-inch LTPO2 AMOLED display with 2K resolution, which look fresh with that 120Hz refresh rate and 240Hz touch sampling rate. It also has Gorilla Glass Victus for screen protection and an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance. Inside, you have a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset with either 8GB or 12GB of RAM and 256GB or 512GB of UFS 3.1 internal storage. It has dual SIM 5G capability but no room for expandable storage. As expected, benchmark scores of the device is within the range of the usual performance of the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, with Antutu benchmark topping the score at 1,029,345 points. The rest of the connectivity options are all present here. Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, dual GPS, and our favorite, an IR blaster. The internal battery is rated at 4,860 mAh, which comes with 67-watt fast charging, 50-watt fast wireless charging, and a 10-watt reverse wireless charging. This is the biggest battery capacity of the entire Mi 12 series. Although the Mi 12S Pro still has the fastest charging capability at 120 watts. The phone will last more than a day with moderate usage, and you will not notice it when you have the charger with you all the time. It can go from 0% to 50% in about 18 minutes and 0 to 100% in about 40 minutes using the 67-watt wired fast charging. We measured the battery life with PCMark battery test and got 13 hours and 43 minutes at 50% brightness, 0 volume, and in airplane mode. Well, what else can we say? The Xiaomi Mi 12S Ultra has checked all the boxes in terms of design, performance, camera, and battery, and we could not find anything to fault it. There's still one last thing we need to know, and that's the retail price once it lands in the Philippines. But based on the Mi 12 Pro's pricing of 49,000, we reckon the Mi 12S Ultra might be somewhere in the 63K to 65K price point. Anyway, that's it for now, and we'll surely tell you the exact SRP once we get that piece of information. For the meantime, you can click on the like button if you like this video, or consider subscribing to our channel for more videos like this. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and TikTok, or visit YugaTech.com for more tech news and reviews. Once again, this is Abe, and I will see you in the next video.